So,
Hi, Princess.
so yeah, that is their season finale. I got to get her entertained because just catastrophic right now. Um,
Well, she's being good.
for now. Welcome in everybody to ZB's Horsepower Talk. As always, I'm ZB Zach Brown, and joined with me as always is former 410 Sprint Car crew chief and mechanic, my dad, Jeff Brown. Well, the regular season of NASCAR is officially done. William Byron obviously was crowned the regular season champion before Daytona even happened. I already talked about that. What a great finale race Daytona was, and I think it would be an amazing championship race. In all honesty, it was a really, really good race. And those 400-mile races for with these speedway packages seem to have it right there. And out of nowhere, Ryan Blaney is just prevails. That's how he wins these speedway races. He just comes out of nowhere between his Talladega, Daytona. He just comes out of nowhere and just wins. A little bit of redemption for him from last year, where he got hooked and hit the wall last season finale. So comes back, gets a win, literally out of nowhere. Don't even know where he showed up from. Just all of a sudden, bam, in the lead. Awesome race. It really was. The strategy was great throughout the entire race, how everybody was playing it out. Tires really did matter, and it made it very interesting. I enjoyed it. Glad the weather was able to hold off. And now it's playoff time in NASCAR.
Yep. Yeah, for whatever reason, those 400-mile races at Daytona, you don't get that. I guess it's probably about a 100-mile law where they're just kind of cruising around half speed, saving fuel. So I don't know if just the stages end at good times where they can race the whole time. But yeah, a lot of changes for the lead, a lot of two, three, four wide racing. No real like major just screw ups. I mean, I had a couple fairly big wrecks, but nothing,
Early though.
nothing where they're really like taking out most of the leaders and things
Well,
like
the the
that.
the the big one happened in the first stage, like within 30 laps. It was not expected that all of these cars would get in a wreck, pretty much wiping all of our lineups out. And
Mostly mine.
well, it ended up doing well for me in fantasy. I ended up winning the regular season. I just needed to have a decent day, and I did. I didn't win the day, but ended up having decent enough and won that. We'll talk about fantasy in a minute. And a whole playoff grid challenge that NASCAR has put out too, which we kind of do unofficially anyway, so it helps that they actually have a contest. We'll get nowhere close to it. Um, but yeah, Daytona, great weekend. Xfinity, what a great race. Great storyline. Connor
Yeah.
Zilic starts the race, runs 14 laps, does a driver swap with Parker Kligerman. And what an awesome job for Parker to get that win. No one, I don't think there was anybody upset with him winning that race. The whole garage was happy.
Well, unfortunately for Parker, that's two Daytona wins he does not get credit for. He won
Yeah,
the truck race and was disqualified, and he doesn't technically get credit for that win,
I
which
bet
is
he's so, I
stupid.
bet they gave him the trophy
Yeah, I mean it's stupid. He still won the race. I mean, give Connor the points,
and
give
give him
Parker the.
credit for
I
the,
mean,
yeah.
that's just
Especially for a Daytona win where I mean that car was fast. The Junior Motorsports was fast. 1, 2, 3 finish too. It
yeah.
was they showed once again that they and I'm not it's not just Speedway, they're just the dominant uh entire organization in Xfinity for in all honesty. And I think the 88's got the biggest shot of all to win the championship this year. Connor Zilic obviously going the Cup Series next year. Everybody's so shocked about that. Had no idea that
Yeah,
was
that
going to
was
happen.
the worst kept secret going there.
Well, I mean, when you say, "Hey, Suarez is not coming back with us," it's like, "Oh, okay. Well, Connor's going to be joining that team next
Yeah.
year." That's kind of obvious, and he's already been racing a few races there.
Well, the funny thing is, he tweeted out after the whole announcement that he just made his first big boy purchase. It was a $700 Lego set.
That's about right. That's a 19-year-old for you. That that that's.
It was like the Titanic or the Queen Mary or something like that. It was
But William Byron has a big Lego set collection too, so that's that's a lot of it. The crazy thing is, with all these contracts with NASCAR, unless you start digging deep, nobody like you see NFL, baseball, all basketball, all that stuff. you see the contract details. You don't ever see NASCAR contract
No.
details. So I'm wondering if that's more. It doesn't need to be as much of a public record as all these other sports. If there's a certain um, kind of privacy that NASCAR has implemented with their team, with their
You
drivers.
know,
I don't know
we
how
don't
all
need to
that works.
know.
No, I'm just saying that usually you're like, hey, this guy signed a 5 year, $45 million deal or something, and you see it in all these
Yeah.
other sports, and then this is the only one. It's just like, hey, he just signed.
Well, I'm going to assume the driver receives at some point some kind of a percentage of the prize money. I don't think it's like Formula One where they signed for $45 million and they don't actually have prize money, I don't think.
Well, and they also get royalties with the all the stuff they sell with T-shirts and their trucks or throughout their trucks and everything. But yeah, and the other announcement with NASCAR this week was Ram will be joining Colleague Racing in the Truck
Yep.
Series. Colleague is going truck racing, so that'll be the first time they do that. I don't think they have announced a driver yet for it. I think that remains to be
I
seen.
am wondering who is building the engines for
I don't
Ram. I
know.
wonder if Ram's going to be like Toyota and have a
Hold like
have a racing development center, or they're going to now Penske used to do the engines for Dodge. Do they go, Penske, I mean they
yeah.
do a lot of different things, but
Well, this is something that's never really been done before, where there used to be a brand that was raced for years and then went away and then came back. Like Toyota, it was brand new that they never raced it before, and that's why they developed TRD, and now it's just kind of stuck. But yeah, it's Dodge and Ram. It's the same thing. Ram kind of has its own entity with trucks now, but yeah, I don't know if they use. I don't know if they used like Doug Yates's notes for all that, how they want to set it up. I'm not sure. And with
oh
this, if it goes well, now you might see. And we were talking about possibly Jimmy Johnson's Legacy Motorsports go to Dodge in a couple years if it all goes well in the Truck Series, and Kaulig might eventually go bring Dodge to the
yeah,
Cup Series
I'm
as
going to
well.
assume Colleague's going to be the first ones to switch to
Probably, and
Dodge Cup
but
cars.
I think like a big name team, like Legacy. I think that would be something they would look at doing, just because I mean Richard Petty
Yeah,
back in
he
the
was
day
famous
raced
for Plymouth,
Dodges.
so
Yeah, um, I think that's really it for to go over for NASCAR. Uh, some good sprint car racing this past weekend once again between High Limit and the Outlaws. Just constantly getting great races out of all of them. They've raced
yeah, it's
at
been good racing.
what's that place called? Mississippi Valley Speedway or something. And I don't get that twisted. It's as far north as you can get. It's in Minnesota. So don't really don't know who named that track, but that's a little confusing. That was last week, I believe. But again, there's nothing, no big news coming out of sprint car world right now. Well,
Other
no,
than so I didn't even know. I think it was Spencer Baston's been running this white W car, and I was like, and he's been running really well. I'm like, that's such a weird number. And there, I forget what the W actually stands for, but I didn't realize it was Paul Silva's car
oh,
that he runs. And I was like, oh, okay. I understand why Spencer Baston's running so well. So they announced that Donnie Schatz is going to be running that car on the Outlaw Western Swing.
oh.
So pairing Donnie Schatz with Paul Silva,
That could go
now we will see
well.
if,
Didn't you talk about that if he gets paired up with somebody that is a pretty sharp mechanic for
yep.
this, that it could spark some good racing? Yeah.
It's funny. I saw a thing on a Facebook page. I don't know if it was Sprint Car Unlimited or whatever, and somebody was like, "Please make this happen." Had a picture of Donnie Schatz and a picture of Donnie Kreitz. I was like, "Well, we just talked about that 2 weeks ago."
Well, the biggest thing Paul Silva's just got to do is get that car set up where they can actually not have a terrible time trial. Like
Yeah,
Donnie's able to make his way up through the field.
and he has been running, solid
I
top
mean, he
tens
was
and
he
jumping in
actually
new cars.
well, he was going to have a good race when he was racing for Big Game Motorsports, but he flipped on the first turn.
Yeah,
But he had a great starting spot. He started eighth or tenth. He would have had a solid race because what Donnie Schatz, he doesn't. anymore. He doesn't just dominate races, but he will like methodically make his way
Yeah.
through the field, and he just knows how to. Usually ends up being too little, too late because it starts like 24th, but he knows how to make his way up through the field better than anybody getting through lap traffic. I mean, it comes with experience. He's done it forever now. No, that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, that
Yeah.
does that start this week or next week?
I'm not sure exactly when it starts, but yeah, I'm interested to see how he does in a Paul Silva prepared car. So, that's good stuff. And Paul Silva's probably the sharpest guy right now. So yeah, I think that's smart on both of them hooking together and see how they go out in California. I think I'm interested to see how this comes out.
Yeah,
Good luck to Shots. I mean, he's kind of taken a lot of shit, and I don't think it's deserved. I mean, he's
no,
just a
you're gonna get that with any veteran driver that hasn't performed to their standards. I mean, Lance got a bunch of shit for a little while from people locally in
yeah,
Pennsylvania for things which he never deserved. And I mean, even Donnie would get stuff too. And, I mean, there's no need for that. There's such a high expectation for these drivers that have won just almost every other week, it seems like. And then all of a sudden they start falling off. That's what happens in every single type of athletic profession
yeah,
anywhere. So
yeah.
you
So
just fall
sometimes
off,
you
and
just need to make a
there's no
change.
rhyme or reason. You just can't do it anymore. As I'm getting somebody that's about to join us, but and yeah, it just happens everywhere. I mean, Jimmy Johnson, like he just didn't do it. The one that probably finished the strongest out of anyone, I would say, is probably Jeff Gordon. He finished one at Martinsville, which was, I mean, he filled in for Junior the following year, but we're not really counting that. But overall, that's one of the best finishes you've
Yeah.
seen out of drivers. Um, yeah, she just wanted my drink. It is not the easiest to concentrate when you have somebody patting you and saying, Daddy, 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 Daddy. I thought she was entertained for a while, but clearly she was not entertained enough. Um, IndyCar, want to touch on that real quick because there's a first time winner in that series,
Yeah.
Christian Rasputin. Awesome to see him get a win. He's been knocking on the door a lot. And
Yep.
I don't know if you saw any of the highlights from it, but the battle for the lead, they were at Milwaukee, if I'm not
They
mistaken,
were the
right?
Milwaukee Mile, which they
That
fly around that
I've
track.
never seen side by side racing like that, and they were probably going about 180 around the
Yeah, and
corners.
and Milwaukee's pool table flat. I mean, there's like zero
There's
banking.
never multiple grooves, and Rasputin made it work on the outside and passed.
Mm.
It was oh, it was Atsplo he passed to get the win.
Yeah,
I mean, you
which doesn't
passed the
happen
champion,
much.
yeah, but that was uh that was really cool to see. I know you see her.
Yeah, I see
You
her.
want to sit up here? You want this drink? Are you that thirsty? Apparently, I dehydrate her. Hold
Poor
on.
girl.
All right, go to the couch. All right, go on. You can say hey in a minute. Go. All right. Let's preview NASCAR this week then. Southern 500, one of the crown jewels of NASCAR.
Yeah.
Been to this race, love this track. It is as old school of a feel as you can get. Um, I'm I'm really looking forward to this because this car always puts on a good performance at these type of tracks. Last year, randomly, Brad Keselowski won the Southern 500. Um, I don't think you'll see that this year. I don't think, and unfortunately, none of his cars made the playoffs, which is actually really crazy
Yeah,
to think
that's
about.
actually quite surprising.
Yeah, and it's I don't it's not them not racing well. They've had bad luck through this year, and you
Yeah.
just can't really control some of the things that happen. But Southern 500, you have Chase Briscoe won it 2 years ago, or did he win it last? No, because the pre are they? Hold on, it says yeah, 2024 winner was Brad Keselowski. So Chase Briscoe won one of these races last year or the year before. I can't remember. I saw the highlight of it, but I think they got that wrong. Keselowski, I don't think won the Southern 500. I think he won the spring race.
Maybe
Because I'm
Chase
pretty sure
Briscoe
that
won
Chase
the spring
Briscoe won the
race.
Southern 500 last year. NASCAR might be lying to us. Could be wrong, but you got all these drivers that have won this race, and a lot of them are not big names like Eric Jones. He's won
Yeah, it
this.
said Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and
Yeah,
Ross
so they're
Chastain.
wrong. So whatever the NASCAR website is, I thought so. I'm about to say I just saw a highlight where because I remember Chase Briscoe like dove it in onto turn three past Larson and Chastain made it stick. I don't know
Hey,
what's getting destroyed right
Kyle
now.
Busch ran second. That's surprising.
I don't think that'll happen this year. Um, but you've got winners like Denny Hamlin get it. Larson, they always have really good battles here at Darlington. Randomly, Chastain's really good here. Eric Jones is randomly good at this track. That's
Yeah.
more of a mental thing now. Um, this is distracting. Um, but the egg shape, Darlington, too tough to tame. Awesome, awesome track. I'm
Yep.
looking forward to that one.
Rough surface tears up tires, tire conservation, pitch strategy. It all comes into play. There's going to be no fuel strategy because you're going to wear out your tires way
They
before fuel. So you're
and
not going to see
they've
them
kept
conserving
it.
fuel.
And they got no plans to pave this, and I hope they never do. If they do pave it, I hope they just like pull up the old track,
Well, when that's what
repurpose
when they
it.
did last time, they just ground it up and reground it and added new asphalt and put it right back
Just
down.
that's all they need to do, just enough to where it's not going to just break apart.
Yeah, where it's still new asphalt with the tar and everything, but
Yeah,
still
they
the
don't
same
need
old sandpaper.
because if they put brand new surface on, they'd be flying around there, and the cars would handle too well
Yeah,
that
it'll
first
suck.
couple
It
races.
just loses the character.
And then you would have to wait another decade for it to turn to what it is now. Okay, 1 minute. Um, she can't stand it.
I know that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's really all I can. I mean, it's going to be unpredictable again. This is a great way to start the playoffs. I'm looking
Oh,
forward
and
to
just
this
a
one.
shout out to Caleb Costner is going to be running the truck
Oh,
race
yes, he will. Can you stop?
Friday night for trucks at Darlington.
Yeah, that I don't even know if he's ever raced at
Or they
Darlington before. So
Xfinity's not there, are they? They're in Portland.
yeah, they're in Portland. That's their season finale. So
Hi, Princess.
so yeah, that is their season finale. I got to get her entertained because just catastrophic right now. Um,
Well, she's being good.
for now. All right. Well, it's that time. Let's give our NASCAR fantasy lineup heading into the Southern 500 at Darlington. Now, if you do the NASCAR Fantasy Live, everything for the playoff will reset. You can use drivers up to 5 times in the playoffs now. So you got to obviously choose
Except
wisely.
points should reset somehow, but they don't.
Well, I guess they have a playoff point, maybe. I don't really
I
know.
don't
I
remember.
thought they did, but we will see. So we'll do this, and then we will give our playoff in-season challenge thing that they have. What is it called?
The
I literally have pulled up. Oh, playoff grid challenge.
playoff
Okay.
grid challenge.
Okay, so it's this big if you have it on the website. It just doesn't show anywhere. I'm just okay. All right. So since I won, I am going to go first for my starting lineup for Darlington. And I'm starting off with a bang. I've got all the big names in this one now. So for my starters, I have Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, and in my garage, I do have Ross Chastain. The feature matchups this week, they have Chase Briscoe going head to head with Tyler Reddick. I have Tyler Reddick over Chase Briscoe. Ron Blaney versus Ross Chastain. I have Chastain. Denny Hamlin versus Christopher Bell. This is the hardest one to match up. I have Denny Hamlin just based on experience at the Southern 500. And Kyle Larson versus William Byron. I have Kyle Larson. He goes well at Darlington. Um,
So we are a little different this week.
well, we'll see. Go ahead with it.
So my starters, I have Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, and in the garage, I have Kyle Larson.
Okay, not too much different.
Not much, but a little bit. So in the matchups, I have Reddick over Chase Briscoe. I have Ryan Blaney over Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell over Denny Hamlin, and William Byron over Kyle Larson.
He said I ain't jinxing anything this week.
Yeah.
The must pick they have this week is Denny Hamlin, and I agree. He goes really well. He is so good at conserving tires, and just having the car come to him. He will be there. Even if he's not there in the beginning, he will slowly make his way up
Yep.
through. You'll
Yeah,
see
he's
him
very
just,
good at that.
yep, he'll take care of his car. He doesn't really get Darlington stripes. He'll be there. Says avoid Alex Bowman. I don't know. They're kind of like being a little harsh on, but I felt bad for Bowman, by the way, at Darlington. I really did. The sleepers Chase Briscoe. The Toyotas will be fast here. It'll be a Toyota Toyota-thon, lack of better terms. Now to pick the winner for this week, it's not easy. Not jinxing shit to start off the playoffs, so we're not doing that. But I am picking the favorite, the must pick this week, and I picked him in Richmond. I was wrong, but I don't know, something about this type of race, and he's won it multiple times now. It's hard for me not to pick him. I have Denny Hamlin to win the Southern 500.
All right. So my pick is Christopher Bell this week, and mom's pick is Ryan Blaney.
Blaney, you're in good hands.
Yep,
Every
you
time
got
she
it,
picks you,
Blaney.
you win. Every time she picks you, you win. So if anybody is a sports bettor, you might as well just go put $10 on Ryan Blaney and win the sucker now because he's gonna end up winning. I'm not, because then he'll
Yeah.
crash.
So if you're going to do your fantasy lineup, just do the opposite of what I did. You'll probably be fine.
Well, now they did a playoff grid challenge, and NASCAR does. I'll give it to them. They have some fun things you can do, and we were going to talk about it anyways. So they basically it's your first four out, and then you eliminate each round. So you look at it. The first round of the playoffs, they have Darlington, Worldwide Technology, Gateway, and Bristol. So these will be the traditional races where you'll see the stars rise to the top. That's really what you're going to see. Now, based on how the standings are played out, SVG does have a shot to still move on. So, who I have out, I have. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing my math right. So the first four out, um, and I was just saying everybody keeps hating on him, but I do have Alex Bowman as one of the first ones out. Austin Dillon as a first round exit. I have Ross Chastain as a first round exit and Josh Berry as a first round exit. So what's your first round look like?
I'm still clicking through here real quick.
So that means I have SVG moving on to the round of 12. And
Okay.
there's a
So
method to my
my
madness.
my four that are out, I have SVG out the first round, Josh Berry out, Austin Dillon out, and Alex Bowman out.
Damn, we're both just trashing Bowman. Maybe Bowman, this will do well
Just
for him.
they just been. It's not they haven't been fast. They've just been kind of sucking.
The worst luck. They've had pretty bad luck too. All right, so the next round is New Hampshire, Kansas, and Charlotte. So the first two races, the uh, the cream will rise to the top. This is where I have SVG locking in because I think he wins the Roval. I think he gets into the round of eight. I really do. And that was my bold prediction a couple weeks ago after he billed himself as the one of the top seeds going into the playoffs. So my next four out, I have Austin Cindric out, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, and Bubba Wallace.
All right. So going into the round of eight, the four that I have out are Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, and Austin Cindric.
And now I'm really going to change up. I'm just going to say who moves on to the championship race. So the three races in the round of eight is Las Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville. Need I say anything more about Talladega throwing a wrench into this stuff as a round of eight? This that will be that's going to be interesting. You're going to have drivers like, and I say it, and Larson had a really good finish at Daytona, but at Talladega, you just don't know what's going to happen. My championship four, I have Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Christopher Bell.
All right. My championship four were very close, except I have Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney. Do not
Oh,
have Larson getting out of the round of eight.
I think if he does, he wins either Vegas or Martinsville.
I I'd say his best shot is winning Vegas.
Well, the last one. Who wins the championship? So with the tiebreaker, because this is called suspense, how many laps will the championship driver lead over the course of the 10 race playoffs? I said 176 laps led. I don't know why that number. My champion this year, it's been a long time coming. I have Bell to win the championship this year.
Me too. I
And
have
I
him
think
at
we said that last year, and
250
he
laps.
did not do well. So
Yeah, I got 250 laps led. Christopher Bell.
now, don't think that Ryan Blaney doesn't have a chance. If there's any favorite right now to win, I think it's Ryan Blaney heading into the playoffs. He's got the momentum.
Him or William Byron, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, one thing it's so unpredictable with the playoffs. You never know what can happen. Shoot, SVG can end up winning Talladega. And
Oh, yeah,
if he's in a
anybody can
round
win
of eight, he
Talladega.
locks himself. We don't know. We don't know. It's going to be crazy. Um, now, I didn't say anything about this, but we do have a special guest coming on right now. Everybody, please welcome the youngest Knoxville Nationals champion. Just won it this year, Ryan Timms. All right, Ryan, well, welcome to the show. How's it feel to be the youngest Knoxville Nationals winner?
It feels pretty good. Definitely a big accomplishment and not something I thought that was going to happen so soon, but it's pretty surreal.
Well, we watched it. It was awesome to see. First of all, it was just cool to see just somebody different that's not a full-time outlaw. It's not Kyle Larson winning. It's just a local team. I would assume a small team if I'm not mistaken, and a young kid getting it done. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. Shane, my car owner, he's been going after that race for quite a long time, so to get that for him was pretty special.
And you're just like, oh, no big deal. I'm 19. I'll just knock it out right for you. That's cool.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just hard to believe,
Or you're
honestly.
18. Are you 18 or 19?
I just turned 19 yesterday.
Gosh, making me feel old. So you're
wow.
18 when you won it. So that's what
Yeah,
really matters.
yeah.
But and speaking of your car owner, there's a lot of race teams that have been trying for decades and decades and never won that race. So that's pretty awesome. But how long did it take before the whole scope of everything actually settled in that, hey, I just won the freaking Knoxville Nationals?
Yeah, it was kind of the whole week after was, well, pretty much the next three, it probably took 3 or 4 days to really register in your mind that you just did that. It was just kind of like a lot of, uh, it's really hard to believe, I've been going to that race. I'm 18 now, and I've been going to it since I was 11 or 12, and I think the first time I went, I was about 12, 13, and um, you know, I always thought I could eventually win it, and that was like kind of a end career goal, like something a race to win at the middle to end of my career, and um, it's still just so. I the trophies in the shop, and I look at the trophy all the time, and it's just like, man, if I were to be tell myself a few months ago that I'd be looking at a Knoxville Nationals trophy in the shop, I never would believe you, and it's just really remarkable.
Well,
Well,
speaking of your career, so what have you raced in the past brought you up to obviously 410s now? So I know a lot of kids start. I mean, winning the Knoxville National, I assume you've been racing your entire life.
Yeah, I've been racing since 2016, so nine years ago, and I would have been 9 years old, so most of my life, and yeah, I started racing little junior sprints. They're basically the go-kart version of micro sprints, and I raced those for the first 2016, 2017. First 2 years I raced, and then we slowly moved up through the micro rank, well, not slowly, pretty quickly through the micro ranks and ran all the micro classes. And I always raced all of them at once. I ran the restricted micros and then both stock classes and then both outlaw classes if we could. We'd normally race 4 or 5 classes a night everywhere that we went, and at least at my local track, Port City and I-44. And um, then I did that for 3 years, and then we slowly transitioned to the sprint car and midget stuff. And then this year is actually the first full year I'm only doing sprint cars.
Was this the first year you even hopped into a 410 or
Sorry about that.
no, you're good. So, was this the actual first year that you got to hop into a 410 race, or you've been racing 410s a couple years now? I know
No,
some
I've been,
states you can race younger.
no, I've been racing 410s for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, my first 410 race was 2021, and we did mainly 360 stuff, and then just a little bit of 410 and a little bit of midget stuff in 2021, and then 2022 I moved up. I'm pretty sure I went pretty much full 410 with a handful of 360 races and a handful of midget races. And then 2023 was when I probably should have went full time 410 racing, but I got offered to do the KKM midget deal, and I went and did that for 2 years, and then now we're full time sprint car racing.
Yeah,
Now,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
we were out at the end of May. It was for my brother's National Hall of Fame induction. So we were at the race, which you won that night. I don't know if that was your first win of the year at Knoxville or not, but unfortunately, we had a super early flight the next morning, so we left after the non-wing show. And my dad and my family, the only thing they talked about, that kid in the 10 was the show. They said he was up on the wall. They said that was an impressive run. So my dad does not give a whole lot of
Mhm.
compliments out. So take that for what you will. But
Yeah.
he said that was the highlight of the night, watching you run that thing. So I know you just got your first win at Knoxville earlier this year, so that's impressive. And you almost make it look too easy, man.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. It's cool to hear.
Yeah, well, a lot of people that really don't know sprint car racing, they have their own blogs and things. They're like, well, Ryan started on the pole in Knoxville. He led every lap. Yeah, yeah, he did. It doesn't come easy. And they're
Right.
like, oh, if he starts on the pole, there's no. Listen, as an 18-year-old kid leading every single lap of the Knoxville Nationals and not messing up, making a wrong turn, screwing up on restarts, going against the best of the best. No, that is one of the most impressive feats I have seen in sprint car racing in a while. So, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it. There's, no matter what you do, I could win 5 Knoxville Nationals, and there's still gonna be people that, don't think I deserve it or whatever. So it's,
Well, I think people are just like, oh, it's just because they started on the pole. I'm like, that's what you have to do to win Knoxville. You got to start
yeah,
at the top. You got to start at the front. Otherwise,
yeah,
you just don't have a chance, and
yeah.
it just doesn't happen.
Hmm.
And so, did you get a little starstruck seeing some of those big names come there for the Nationals? I mean, there was almost what 100 cars there, over 100 cars.
I wouldn't say starstruck. I mean, I knew what to expect. I know that that's where all the best sprint car drivers in the world go, and that is the really the it's the biggest sprint car race in the world, I would say.
For sure.
Probably the toughest. And I knew that I did have a shot at winning the Nationals, and I knew that I believed I could do it. Um, but it's kind of a little bit of not false belief, but just like if you're gonna have any shot at winning, you have to believe it on some level. And I knew I was really fast there all year for the local stuff. I knew realistically, I had before prelims and everything, realistically, I had a good shot of running top 10, top 5 in the Nationals feature. Um, and then once we ran our prelim night and I was sitting really good in points and realized I probably wasn't starting any worse than third, that I had a realistic shot at winning the Nationals. And um, I seen someone told me a stat that I think the last, I don't know, it was a crazy number. I want to say like 5 to 10 Nationals have been won from the first 3 starting spots. So hearing that made me feel a lot better. And, you know, just getting a front row starting spot increases your odds of winning so much. So, everyone on prelim nights, or on the prelim nights, everyone starts on the same level playing field, and everyone has the same opportunity to um, have a good run and put yourself in a good position for Saturday. So we had a really good prelim night, and that was the main focus at the time, was just getting through the prelim night good and getting a good starting spot, and then whatever happened after that happens.
Yeah, there's people that think they should change the format of the Knoxville Nationals, and in my opinion, I disagree. I don't see why. If you do everything right your prelim night, you gotta time trial good, you gotta run well in your heat, you gotta finish real good in the A main. Why should you get penalized for being the best on your prelim night? So I disagree. It should change.
Mhm.
I mean, you kind of see where people want to see a pass for the lead, but it is what it is. And we've raced plenty. I've lost more races starting on the front row than I probably won. So it's not, you still have to be perfect. And like Zach said, you only had guys like Kyle Larson and David Gravel and Brad Sweet and Rico Abreu right behind you. And at no point you never missed a wheel, never slipped a tire, never jumped the cushion. I mean, you did everything perfect. So I mean, it's to more than deserved that win. But like they have the red flag halfway. Now, did you make any changes to your car? I know when you're out leading, it's really hard to make any kind of change. Whether
Mhm.
or not it needs it or not. You're doing so well. You're afraid to change anything. Did you make any major changes?
No, no changes were made at all. They changed the right rear and left rear, put a new right rear and left rear on, and then topped it off with fuel and put the engine heater on for those 4 minutes just to cool the motor down because it was running a little hot. But aside from that, they didn't make any changes, and I didn't move my wing one time that entire race. So
Wow.
that says a lot about how good the race car was.
It shows that how good you were that when you're watching the highlights of the Nationals on the World of Outlaws YouTube, they barely show you because you're so far out in front. I'm like, oh well, I mean, can we at least see the kid get through lap traffic some? And which they just showed some of that, which that was definitely impressive to see because not everybody can get through lap traffic. Well, one person we've had on the program before, Sammy Swindell, you probably heard of him.
Yeah.
Uh, he obviously legend in the sport, Hall of Famer. His biggest thing that I really took away from that is that don't when you're when raising kids and getting them into racing, don't have them jump into a series too soon. Make sure they get their confidence up. Well, I mean, clearly you got your confidence, but did it help getting your confidence up racing more and more at Knoxville, preparing you for the Nationals? Because people just don't go into Knoxville. We've talked about this a lot. People just don't go into Knoxville and win for right away. You've got to. It's a whole different beast of a
Mm.
track. So obviously you won there in May. Is if you raced there, I guess numerous times before, kind of made
Yep.
you even more comfortable for the Nationals.
Yeah, for sure. We raced, I don't know, probably 10 times ish before that at Knoxville and weekly shows, and I won, I think, four 410 shows there and one 360 show. And I think I was going into nationals tied with Rico for the most wins at Knoxville that year. And so I knew that I had a really fast race car, obviously, and I knew like we just raced there so many times and we tested there a bunch, and I made so many laps there this year before the Nationals that I knew coming off, I knew going into the corner or coming out of a certain corner, like what the cushion gets like, how it kind of goes up or down, or like where the wall comes out, just or even on the bottom, like how the berm is, and each corner, because each corner is a little bit different. And um, I think I was just really confident in my knowledge of the racetrack and my racecraft around there, like knowing what to do, when to run the bottom, when to go to the top, whatever the case is. And um, we just spent so much time preparing there at Knoxville for the Nationals that it was really easy to be confident going into it. And you know, no one thought I could do it. So that really takes a lot of the pressure off. Is, you know, for me, when no one believes in you, then obviously my team and like the people around me did, but aside from that, no one really thought I could do it. So I didn't really have anything to prove. You know, no one thought I could do it, so I didn't have anything to lose, and there wasn't a whole lot of pressure behind it. And I just did the best that I could and let whatever happened happen. And I guess it was just meant to be.
That's a great attitude to have. Now, I don't know about your mechanics might have been kind of getting sick to the stomach, starting on the front row, then all of a sudden leading all those races. I remember getting down towards the end, you get, 10, 5 laps to go, stomach starts getting tight and everything else. So it's exciting. But to change gears a little bit, so rumor has it on Facebook that you may be coming into Pennsylvania, going to run Port Royal this year.
Yep, I'll be running the Tusky.
Have you been into Pennsylvania and run those tracks before?
I've run quite a few
Okay.
EA tracks, only once at most of them, but I ran Port Royal probably 5 times at least. So that's the track I have the most laps around in PA. So
Well, I'm gonna say if any of them are even remotely similar to Knoxville, Port Royal's probably the closest. I mean, Williams Grove's a completely different animal. So I mean, you obviously like the big fast half mile. So I think you'll do good there. Make sure you head up in the fair, go get some of that good fair food they got going on up there for the Tuscarora 50. And
yeah,
yeah, you're going to bring a lot of T-shirts. You're going to sell a bunch of
yeah.
shirts up there. Everybody's pretty excited in Pennsylvania that you know anytime the PA guys, if somebody can beat the Outlaws,
Hmm.
you're already high on their book. So make sure you bring your shirts in for them. You're going to sell a bunch of them.
Yeah, we're bringing our t-shirt trailers, so I have plenty of shirts. But yeah,
Uh,
I'm excited for Port Royal. I think it's kind of it's a little bit like Knoxville, how you Port Royal is not a place you just roll into and are fast. So we'll just do the best we can, and you know, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
he's
and
gonna
it's
go in
it's
and
just like
freaking
everything
win.
else. You got to get a good starts with a good draw for your time trial thing, and just you get a bad draw and you go out when the track's bad, you're already behind the 8 ball. So you get that, and one thing at a time. Get a good time trial. I'm not even sure the format for the Tuscarora 50 anymore. They changed it, so uh, you know just plug in one event at a time, plug away, and I think you're going to do well. Unfortunately, now you're not flying under the radar, so everybody's going to be like, "Oh, we got to watch the 10 car."
Yeah, right. That's all right. I guess that kind of comes with winning the Nationals.
That's right.
Well, you get the opportunity to talk to some of those drivers up at PA, all timers at Port Royal specifically. You got Lance DeWeese, the entire 69K team. I mean, Donnie definitely knows how to get around there with his drivers. Ryan Smith will be racing the Tuscarora, and a bunch of other big names will come up there. Probably Larson will be up there. He usually races the Tuscarora if it fits in the NASCAR schedule. Um, no, that's
But
that's cool.
yeah, it's a
Listen, we
high
don't we
limit,
don't
so all
pull for
those
a lot
guys will
of
be
like
in.
non-PA people when that Tuscarora probably going to be a little biased now to pull for you. So hopefully you can do well, like Dad said, and I think you will. Um, it's not quite as big as Knoxville. So you win if you win Tusky, you're like, this is cool. But no, it's a really cool race, and the facility's fantastic. No, that'll be. definitely awesome to see you up there. Are you going to race at the National Open at Williams Grove?
No, I will not be.
Okay, that's
Uh,
another big one. You can
yeah.
you can go into Williams Grove, very unique track, historical track, and my now shifting a little bit. What are your plans moving forward for your career? Obviously, you're probably going to get a bunch of phone calls now that you're a Knoxville National Champion. Are you planning on going full time in a national touring series like the World of Outlaws, the High Limit Series, going into maybe asphalt, like kind of how Corey Day went into his career? What are you looking at in the future?
Yeah, well, I'm planning on staying in dirt sprint car racing. I really haven't had any opportunities come up, but even if, I did, it would be really tough to leave the team I just won the nationals with. So, I'm planning on staying with them, and he's Shane, the owner. He's not like real. If any opportunity that comes up, I'm gonna run it by him and just see what he thinks, and then he's gonna, give his honest opinion and tell me whether or not he thinks I should take something. And but it's gonna be, I mean, it'd have to be a pretty sweet deal to get me away from this. So, I'm planning on staying with these guys, and then next year, we really haven't talked a ton about next year. We're gonna race together next year, but um, the question actually got brung up a few hours ago, like what races we're gonna run, stuff like that, and we know we're not doing a series, just because of Shane's funding, and we don't really have the manpower to do that. But um, in the future, for sure, I want to do Outlaws or some national touring series, and be a national touring series champion. Um, but my guess would be we'll do Knoxville again next year, full time. We didn't do the points this year, but I'm hoping that maybe we do the points next year, and maybe another Huset's point steal. And then aside from that, we just do hit and miss high
Yeah.
limit and outlaw shows.
No, I mean that's awesome too. And we come from teams that we were never on the national touring series, always went for track championships and then would hit a couple of the big races. And well, you do a lot more traveling than we ever did. We never really went anywhere. And I mean, I think you got a good shot to win a Knoxville a Raceway championship.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get around there pretty well. And I haven't seen the standings. What are your where are you at in the standings at Huset's?
I'm second in the standings right now. This
Okay, he's
past
pretty good.
past weekend I was 20 something points behind, and then behind Caleb Johnson, and then Caleb had a rough night, and now we're 10 or 12 points behind. So, and we got one more night left. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Now, where's your race team? Where's your home base out of?
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. I was thinking you were farther down, like in Oklahoma or something like that. So you don't have too bad of a toe to go between Huset's and Knoxville and all that stuff.
Right. No, it's 10 hours to Knoxville, and
Oh, is it
then
that far? That's
yeah,
still a haul.
still 5 hours away from Houston. So
Okay.
it's not a short drive anywhere.
You get spoiled in Pennsylvania where we have four tracks within 2 hours of each other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of these good racers come and cut up from the Midwest, the North Midwest too. Donnie Shots from there.
Yeah.
Um, is there anybody that you've talked to in the garage recently, giving you some good pointers at well, just really anything for just racing, career wise? I mean, obviously said Donnie Shots, but you mean you've been exposed to so many of these guys now with all these big races that you've done. Anybody that you've really kind of had a ch good chance to talk to and kind of get some good pointers from them?
No, there's been a bunch of guys that, tell me congrats and seemed happy for me, but aside from that, no, no pointers or advice or anything like that. But I just stick to my little circle and try to get better and win races.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. People are going to be coming up for you for advice now on how to win the Nationals. So that's going to be the big thing. Have you raced at Eldora? Plans to race at Eldora next year at the Kings?
Yeah, we raced there this year, so I assume we probably will run it again. The only issue is it's against a Knoxville local show. So
Oh,
if we were to do points, Knoxville, maybe not. But I think they have a rule where you get to burn one race. So we'll just see.
you
I
might
haven't
have
really
enough of a
looked.
points lead. You might be fine.
Yeah, right. That'd be ideal.
Dad, what you got?
No, that's actually about it. I know you got some major racing coming up this weekend. Tight point battle. That's I didn't realize it was that close. That's definitely something we're going to have to monitor and see how you do. When's the last point race? Is that Friday night at Huset's or is that
Yep,
Saturday?
this Friday night.
Okay, awesome.
Yep,
Definitely gonna have to. Now I don't. Do they have that on Dirt Vision or Flow? Do you
third
know?
vision.
Okay.
Yep.
Might have to tune that one in Friday night. That sounds like a good race to watch, drink a few beers, and
Yeah.
we're definitely going to be rooting for
Well,
you. I'm in
Yeah.
Florida, so we're definitely going to be rooting for you down here in Florida.
I appreciate it.
well, the one thing I just want to end on this, and I thought it was funny that I saw, obviously the Knoxville National Champion traditionally gets to pop the champagne
Yeah.
and drink that, and they cracked off some NOS energy drinks for you. I thought that was pretty. I was like, yeah, he can't have champagne. I mean, on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, listen, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know you're getting prepared to race this weekend. Awesome. Congratulations already on all of your success. I love seeing a local, like a small town local driver have success like that, the way you are. And I love everything about that. You're not even in a major touring series. I love small teams that take advantage and win and beat those guys because it shows that anybody can do it. That's awesome to
Yeah.
see. Keep doing your thing. Looking forward to seeing you race a bunch of races coming up to Pennsylvania. Might definitely have to tune into that. Schedule's not working out where I can make it to Tusky. Kind of regret that this year, but yeah, definitely looking forward to see what you can do in the future, and hopefully you can go back to back next year at Knoxville, and hopefully get that track championship too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Well, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it. It was a good time talking with you guys.
All right, Ryan, you take it
Awesome.
easy.
Yep, you guys too.
Yeah.
All right,
Have a good night.
bye.
Yep, you too.